One, two, three, funk it.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Anna and today I thought we could do something a little bit different. I thought that it would be something fun and new to do a recommendations video for you for things that I watched or read during this month. I'm gonna be listing some series, movies, and books that I watched or read that not necessarily came out in October, but that I watched them in October. Now, since this is the first one that I make of these videos, I'll sneak some general recommendations and my favorite things that I like and I want everybody to watch and take a look at. So this video might be a little bit of a mess, just bear with me. I am not going to be including any of the things that I am currently or I have reacted to. Generally speaking, I recommend them all. I don't really do videos of things that I don't like. So let's start. The Queen's Gambit. So this is a mini-series based off a 1983 novel of the same name, starring Anya Taylor-Joy as an orphan chess prodigy. Now, I wanted to start with this one because I absolutely adore Anya Taylor-Joy and everything that she is in. She is such a great actress and she is also Argentinian, which is something that I did not know until a few months ago, and I was shocked to death when I heard her speaking an impeccable Spanish. If you didn't know this as well and you want to hear her, I'm gonna link a video in the description box. So this show came out on October 23rd. So right off the bat, you can see that these recommendations are not going to be in order. If you don't know anything about chess or you don't like chess, don't worry. You don't have to enjoy this story. I actually hate chess. And before all of you come for me, just hear me out, okay? Hear my story. I actually know how to play chess. I played back in high school against my will for about 3 years. So the school where I studied, you had to pick a sport. So there was a large pool to pick from, like athletics, football, basketball, you get it. I couldn't really do physical stuff because of like health issues. So I ended up in the chess club, which it was like a mandatory class. You had to attend or you could fail it and you had to retake it and you had to pay. So mandatory. So it turns out that I was quite good at it, and the coach, but for all intents and purposes teacher really, because this was a class, he wanted me to kind of join the pro team. This team kind of included a girl who this year actually was trying to get the title of women grandmaster. I'm not really sure that she got it or not. I hope she did. But yeah, they had like really good players in it. The thing is, number one, I didn't enjoy chess, and number two, this club, the pro club was actually kind of like a club because they didn't, it wasn't required for them to be there. They couldn't fail it. It was actually purely out of enjoyment. But they had the meetings at like 8 p.m. and this girl used to come back home alone in a bus. So yeah, not an ideal time for me to be out alone in the street. So it was an invitation that I sort of kept declining for like 3 years. And you know, the teacher, he was one of those people who were really passionate about what they were teaching. You know, he liked chess so much and he wanted everybody else to enjoy it as well. So it was quite hard for me to say no. Even though I did kind of visit the pro team at night a couple of times, generally speaking, it was a thing out of class hours that I had to do for 3 years, and chess is just not the sport for me. I really didn't enjoy it, and just the face of the boys, the smugness of them when they win a chess match over a girl, it's enough to put me off. So I haven't really touched a chessboard since I graduated high school, actually. I just don't like it anymore because of all of that. Yeah, so even this is like filled with chess reference and moves and plays, and you are watching a board, or there is a board, or talking about tactical movements of chess during like 90% of all the show. And even then, it's like, it's a great show. It centers around chess, but doesn't make you feel out of it. It doesn't make you feel like an outcast if you don't understand fully or you don't know much about it. Mainly Anya, she is just so freaking amazing. I want to watch everything that she is in because she is so fucking outstanding. And in this movie, she steals the spotlight completely. She doesn't even have to try. It's a really great series. I thought it was going to be a movie, and it has that quality of, like, for example, The Great, where it could be a movie. Like, it could be like a 9-hour movie. I think this has like 7 episodes, around 7 episodes, and it does feel like a movie. It has great quality, the production, the storyline, the acting, the script, everything is just amazing. So if you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix, go watch it. Love and Monsters. So I watched this one. It came out also in October. This one did came out this year. It is starring Dylan O'Brien, and it reminds me so much of Zombieland, but with monsters. That's all you need to know. I think the movie would have not worked so well if it didn't have Dylan O'Brien. He has like that star quality. He is so compelling. Basically, it's this post-apocalyptic world where there are giant mutated insects, and the whole bunch of humanity is fighting for their lives in this world. So Dylan O'Brien is moving from one campsite to the other one, and the only issue is that his character is a complete chicken, and he just learns strength and bravery along the way, with some characters popping in and teaching some valuable lessons. But generally, it is really light and fun, something that you can watch alone or with friends. It is really it's just great. It's good. I haven't watched that many things of him, but I just mad respect for his acting. He's amazing. But yeah, movie Love and Monsters, go watch it. It's really good. So now we move on to a couple of Asian things. Let's start with Startup. Is one that I'm watching right now. It is currently airing. I actually just finished the 6th episode just now, and it is I love it. It's supposed to be 16 episodes long. We are in the 6th, and I feel like we have already pretty much wrapped up most of the plot that they have presented so far. So I'm pretty interested on what they're gonna do with the remaining episodes. So Startup is following this basically 4 main characters that we have. 2 of them are sisters that were split when they were young in a messy divorce from their parents. So one of them went with the mom, one of them went with the dad, and we kind of reconnect with them when they are already adults. They are sort of have this competitiveness between them of who made the right decision, like if it was you the one who went with mother, or you the one who went with father. We also have this very 2 brilliant guys. One of them is very successful, and the other one is not very successful but equally as brilliant. And everybody is basically trying to start their own company. It's about them, overcoming some social, some financial hardships, and just like finding their path, and just wanting, really everybody really wants to succeed. There's also a side plot of love side plot where 2 of the characters, this includes the grandmother of one of the sisters, to cheer her up for the whole divorce thing and losing her sister, They start a pen pal kind of situation. The problem is that the person that is writing to her doesn't actually exist. So they kind of do it from a good place. It comes from a good place. It's good intentions. They want her to feel better and to have a friend. The problem is that this girl, Delmi, she kind of falls for him and doesn't forget about him for her whole life, basically. And this problem comes back when they are adults and everybody kind of reunites again because of faith or destiny. It's pretty fun, heartwarming. This show made me cry in the first episode, right at the end. So yeah, it's just very, very pure and sweet, and I kind of want everybody to succeed in this. You can watch it. It's on Netflix. It's airing right now, so don't miss it. Now I also want to do a little shout out to It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Oh, it's a K-drama, I forgot to say. Both of these two are K-dramas. And It's Okay Not to Be Okay, it's from this year as well, but I think it's last month or a couple of months ago. It actually surprised me so much by how good it was. I didn't expect to like it. That show also had me crying a couple of times, more than a couple of times. We have a tint of horror and like the horror genre, a little bit of thriller. It had a great plot twist when we were already 2/3 into the plot, but I loved it. I really, really liked the plot twist that they have. The outfits and the acting and everything is great about this writer, who is basically a horrible person. Some might say a bitch, but she is a children's book writer and this male nurse for people with mental illnesses. Yeah, some sort of mental illnesses in a facility, and she is used to get what she wants, and suddenly he is what she wants. But he also has a brother who has autism, and that brother is just the purest thing in the whole world. And there's just so much wholesomeness in this show, but it's also kind of mixed with horror and thriller and romance. There's also romance in here, but it's just really, really, really good. I would dare to say that It's Okay Not to Be Okay, it's like here, and Startup is a little bit below, but Startup is not over yet, so I cannot say for sure. As a K-drama goes, it's one of the best that I've seen. I don't watch a lot of them, but it's one of the best. Now, staying there in Asia, I am watching a variety show, a Chinese variety show called Let's Party. Now, this is hosting The Nine, which is a C-pop group, Chinese pop group, The Nine, which came from a survival reality, Youth With You, where Lisa from Blackpink was a judge. So you see where I'm going, right? So Lisa started this whole thing where I watched the whole thing, Youth With You, a whole survival show during quarantine. It started, I think around December or something, and then I started watching it around March. And it is so long and so just like the talent of these girls, every participant is just like off the charts. Everybody is so good at everything. I love them, and the show gave me an opportunity to kind of bond and connect and care about each one of the members that at the end formed the nine girls who won the show, basically. And IQUIY. I actually know how to spell. I don't know the order. IQIYI, which was the platform where you can watch Youth With You. They gave them a sort of medium-sized variety show called Let's Party. So it's currently airing right now. It has around 9 episodes, I think. It's them just with guests, and everything is in Chinese. They have subtitles, and it's just so fun. It's just so fun. I really like Running Man. I actually try to react to it in my other channel, but I had to put that on hold because I have some things going on in this channel. Yeah, that show, I'm watching it. If you want to practice your Chinese, or if you're just like those kind of shows, I can tell you that this one is really good. Especially if you watched Youth with You. I did not know that this was a thing. I thought, at the beginning, I thought that it was a separate variety show where they were appearing. And then I looked into it, and no, it's their variety show. It's so crazy that they gave them a girl group that barely came out. Like, they just debuted a couple of months ago, I think. They have 2 songs out, and that's it. They gave them their own show. That's crazy. But these girls, like, they are fierce. They go in for the game. They fight each other. They throw each other around. They are not scared of anything. They have so much personality, and I love them so much. If you want something new to watch that. So this month I've been watching, this month I finished watching Lord of the Rings. I have officially finished the 3 movies. Will I watch The Hobbit? I don't know. Now, I've said that I haven't watched Star Wars as of yet in this video. And I also hadn't watched Lord of the Rings in my first 23 years of being alive. It is very outstanding, the list of popular and iconic shows, or mainly movies that I have not watched, or I haven't watched like in its entirety, like The Notebook or Titanic, Troya with Brad Pitt. You know, there are a lot of things, especially franchises like Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, that I had not watched. So I did it this month. I liked it. You know, funny thing is, I thought that I knew, because all of the references and everything, that it's pretty simple, that you think you know what that is about. But then you watch it and it's like, oh, I liked it. I didn't know that this was going to happen, and I liked it. This month, I also read and watched the movie The Goldfinch. I don't really know when it came out, the movie. The book, it is so thick. It is almost 900 pages long, and it took me about 2 months to read it. I read a lot, okay? I do read a lot, but this year it's been just dead, like flatline to me, reading wise. So I read The Goldfinch. It is a great book, not so much of a book adaptation for the movie. The movie really, for me, was just a linked set of choices that I did not understand. Like the timeline of the movie, why did they put everything like that? Like, it had the potential of being a more interesting movie than what it turned out to be. I'm not hating on it, but it was boring. It's not just because I already knew what was going to happen. I have watched plenty of book adaptations of good and favorite books, and you know, The Goldfinch just kind of like threw me off, because I was thinking, why the hell did they chose to start with that part of the story? Why the hell are we not like putting it together better? The choices of the timeline of the movie was just so, it bothered me so much. I couldn't really focus too much on what was going on. I loved the book actually. It's about this boy, Theo, who, when he is very young, he gets involved sort of into a terrorist attack in a museum. There is a bomb, it explodes. He has nothing to do with it, but he's there when that happens. So he loses his mom in that. The mom dies, and he ends up taking one of the paintings, very, very special painting, because he was, you know, shaken up and all confused, and he thought that he had to, for some reason, you know, after an explosion, you're not in your best sense. after that, he doesn't know how to return it because they are looking for this famous piece of art, and he ends up spending his whole childhood and a little bit into adulthood kind of wishing to be able to give it back, but not being able to do it because it's been too long. Because, you know, the police and the people who are taking care of him might have some questions about why he took it that he doesn't really know how to answer. So he doesn't want to deal with it. So he figures that it is better to hide it than to have to deal with all of it. We follow Theo through his kind of life journey, through some hard things that he has to go through now that he is an orphan, basically. Just going to different settings, different places, different hard things that he has to go through and learn through time and experience. A contemporary fiction thing that I really liked it. I loved the way that it is written. I loved how the characters were described and the settings and everything. I really admire when authors can do that to you. When they present a character and they make it so real, so believable that you feel that you know them. And they have like this special way of presenting people and how these people are, that it feels pretty real. This is the first time that I read something by Donna Tartt. It is the first book that I read from her, but I am very impressed. It's a great book, and I don't really want to talk about the movie because I didn't like it. Plus, it has Ansel Elgort, who was playing Theo as an adult, and I have to say that I am not impressed by his acting in this movie at all. The guy who played Boris, though, my man, he was great. He was great. Overall, the movie not my thing. The book, wouldn't read it again because it's way too long, but it was great. It was great. Now that we are into books, the other book that I read, and this one I did read it during this month, is The Right Swipe, which I needed something light and, you know, to keep my mind off that heavy book that was The Goldfinch. So The Right Swipe, it's about this creator of a dating app who wants to buy the competitor now that the founder, one of the founder CEOs, has passed away. So the main character, Rhiannon, I think that's how you pronounce it. She is very smart and driven, and she's very capable, and this self-built woman. And the issue is that she runs into an ex-conquest during this mission that she has of buying the competitor, and they, you know, romantics ensue, and it's pretty fun and, you know, nice. I am a sucker for like light romance novels like this, and this one I really liked it. It does have kind of a message for people who are not very willing to let other people into their lives, into their hearts, because they have been hurt before, and I felt very attacked when that subject came on. I decided to make this video, or this type of videos, of recommendation of the month when I was 10 days out to finish October, so I don't really remember everything that I saw or watched, but here is some of my general recommendations. So the first one, do not judge me. I am learning French, or I am supposed to know French, but my classes are over, you know, I kind of like graduated for that. I am supposed to be very fluent at it. I'm not. So to practice it, I've been watching this cartoon. It is aimed for kids, but it is a good thing. Like, it's a good show. Okay, we set the ground rules. It is for kids. It is a cartoon. That said, it is a good cartoon. Miraculous Ladybug. I believe the whole name is like The Adventures of Ladybug and Chat Noir, something like that, which is these two superheroes that save Paris. basically every day, and it is just so fun. It is really, really fun. I just finished it. It has 3 seasons, but it is really long. If you see it on Netflix, it's split into 5 parts. So they have first season, they have the second season is split into 2 parts, and the 3 season is split into 2 parts. They also have a special, a New York special, that I have not watched. But yeah, it's just fun. You know, I just do it for fun. They don't know each other's identities. However, they are teenagers studying in the same classroom. And one of them is in love with the other. And as superheroes, the other one is in love with the other superhero, basically. So it's a will they, won't they kind of thing. And just like pure... You know, do you remember when you were a teenager and your first love and how pure that was? Do you remember that? Because this show makes me remember that feeling of it. Another thing that I watch and that I always recommend, and it is also to practice my French, is Call My Agent. In French is 10%. Which is a comedy. It's very short, actually. It has 3 seasons. Each season has like 6 episodes, and it's about this agency in France where they represent actors and actresses, French actors, actresses, and all that. And they are basically the acting agency, and mischievous things ensue in this comedy. And it is very funny, very entertaining, and it's French, which is my main reason to watch it. But I like it very much. So it doesn't matter if you don't know French, you don't want to learn French, you don't care about it. This series is either way very good, so go watch it. My last 2 recommendations as things that I have watched, I have think I've actually made a video about this previously. I have watched, I have recommended, and I will always recommend because they are very good. They are both cancelled at this point. They are both in Netflix. The first one is Travelers, which is about time traveling. It has 3 seasons. It is available on Netflix. It is cancelled. However, it does have kind of a, maybe not satisfying, but a good ending for how it ended. Basically, these people from the future, they have a very bad future, very apocalyptic future. So through time travel, they put their consciousness into people from the present to stop bad things that will lead to a disastrous future from happening. They have rules about not intervening in, you know, the life of the person they are inhabiting, you know, the consciousness, to literally not to have anybody notice that the person is gone, doesn't exist anymore, and the consciousness has been replaced by somebody from the future. And they have all of these missions, and they have an opposition in the future which also travels into the present to stop them from stopping bad things from happening and create a bad future, because it's convenient for that other part of the population. But it is just amazing, and I am so fucking mad that they canceled it, because it is a great show. Travelers, if you're into sci-fi, time travel, so mad they canceled it. And my last recommendation is Sense8. It got canceled, and the fans made Netflix to give them a proper ending, so they had a rush 2 hours finale that felt exactly like that, pretty rushed, but at least we had an ending. And you know, it's one of the best shows out there. It's about these 8 people that kind of share consciousness. I have said that word too many times in this video, but they are from different parts of the world, and they are being hunted down. So they have to basically, I haven't watched this in a while, so this is gonna be a little bit sloppy, my synopsis of it. They have to first start living with this, sharing the mind of other people in different parts of the world, and kind of like understanding what's going on and why they are like this, why this happened, and what does it mean. Keep everybody safe and from the people who are hunting them down. And just so great dealing with so many topics, and I love it. I love Sense8 so much. So it has, I believe it has 2 seasons and the finale. So they can share, you know, thoughts, feelings, abilities, and they kind of pull each other into and out of situations, funny things, hard things, interesting things, and it's great. It's one of the greatest things in Netflix, and everybody was so mad that they canceled that. And they gave us a finale. Very rushed, but you know, still, I'll take it. I'll take it. So, I hope that you liked these recommendations or this video. I promise that my next video is gonna be better thought of. An actual script on it this time, because this one it was kind of like on a whim. I'm like, you know, I wanna do it, and today I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I kind of tried my best to think of everything that I watched this month, but you know, it's been every month in this year has been so long and so short at the same time. I don't know what is happening. If you have things, recommend them to me, put them in the comments, or message me if you're a Patreon directly to tell me what you want me to watch. If not necessarily to react to, but to check out, and perhaps it will be in my next video next month. So this video was basically just for funsies. Basically, I wanted to do it, to check it out, to do something new, recommend some shit that I've been just talk about things that I watch and enjoy. I really like to do that. Anyways, so yeah, this was it for today's video. Thank you very much if you have reached this far. Thank you for watching me. Have a great day, and I will be seeing you around.